Hello, my name is Yent Sundom from the Missoula Forum for Children and Youth. We are a group of 5 different coalitions who try to make Missoula a better place for our teenagers and children to grow up in. Today I'm coming here to represent our media literacy coalition that works helping us think critically about the media that we see all around us, whether it's on billboards, radio, TV, video games, all those. And this is the first in a series of different issues that we'll be talking about here at MCAT. This one obviously is talking about how the media undermines family values, that most of our families probably don't agree with a lot of the values that are being pushed on them from the media. We'll be talking about tobacco advertising, we'll be talking about alcohol advertising, body image, violence in the media in this whole series to come. But for now, I'd love to start off talking to you guys just about this issue here, about undermining family values. And we'll start off with a clip from a cartoon. It's Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Now this portrays parents in a way that is very typical of commercial media that targets children. Let's go ahead and watch this guy and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
I'm not going to be lame like my parents when I grew up. I am going to be a cool mom, like her.
Me too. She's chilling and hanging at the mall.
Yeah, what's so hard about that?
Now did you hear that? The dichotomy set up in this clip is so clear. The first girl affirms that her parents are lame. And then the second one goes on to define the characteristics that would make a cool parent. Did you hear what they were? Let me play it again for you.
Me too. She's chilling and hanging at the mall.
Yeah.
So did you hear the definition of what a cool parent is? Chilling and hanging at the mall. Now, to understand how media targeting teenagers works, you have to know that behind every single piece of media, there is a commercial motive that drives it. Behind every single advertisement, there is this commercial motive, and it drives all of it, and it's paying for this media. This here is a flyer used by Channel 1 to entice advertisers to place ads on their program. Now, Channel 1 is a company that offers schools free video equipment in exchange for forcing school kids to waste 12 minutes of class time a day to watch their commercial programming. Channel 1 is used in this flyer. It brags about the potential advertisers that it can influence $82 billion of teen spending a year. $82 billion is the market that teens use. Now, it's why shows like Sabrina are quick to describe parents as lame and shopping at the mall is cool. That's why it says it, because they need to push this commercial motive. And that's why you can see how it creates this dichotomy between parents and buying products. And I think it's even more clear in this next ad for soda that we'll watch.
Louisiana, sing Bobby Doodle all day. Oh, grasshopper sitting on a railroad track, sing Bobby Doodle all day. Picking his teeth for the carpet tax, sing Bobby Doodle all day. Betty Will, my fairy fay. Fort Louisiana, sing Bobby Doodle all day.
Now, Sprite.com makes it easier to buy just about anything you want. Under every cap is a free Sprite or Rocket Cash. Online money you can use through Sprite.com. Drink Sprite, get Rocket Cash. Buy what you want.
See, the dynamics of media's polarization between parents and consuming products are typically presented in this exact way. Describing these parents, they're geeks. They're frumpy, they're out of style. And did you notice that they look perfectly happy, right? Yeah, look at the smiles on their face. They're having a good time. And they're doing an activity that doesn't require a single piece of commercial media. Not a single piece. And it's portrayed as ridiculous, even painful for that poor kid in the back. So we see a scene, because of these awful parents, of this poor teenager. Oh, man, who can relate to that? We see him grimacing in the back because his parents are singing. And finally, we see that all he needs is a CD player, and that right here, look at this. We have the commercial product that they're almost always shown as the magical solution to any of life's problems. See, because the second teen in this ad has this electronic equipment he acquired from, of course, purchasing Sprite, he's content. And of course, his happiness is complete because now he's wearing a headset which allows him to consume media that further isolates him from his parents. You see how this works? And did you notice also how slow the commercial went until the moment it hit, started talking about Sprite, and then it sped up? Watch it from this point.
The carpet's tax, you can follow what we do all day.
It's going nice and slow, not much going on. And all of a sudden, it becomes exciting. Right here.
Now, Sprite.com makes it easier to buy just about anything you want. Under every cap is a free Sprite or Rocket Cash. Online money you can use through Sprite.com. Drink Sprite, get Rocket Cash. Buy what you want.
See, and that, it just further cements the divide in a child's mind that parents are lame and commercial products are cool. When it comes quick like that, it catches teens' attention. It makes them walk, it makes them tune in. Now, another way that they divide is shown is that media will engage in role reversal, meaning the parents are often shown as being the childish ones and acting immaturely or being unable to resist their urges, while teens are shown as responding like adults. Here's one for you. This is from Hyundai.
Mom, Dad, we're here.
Oh, great.
Oh.
The Hyundai Sonata with America's Best Warranty Plan.
Boy, am I hungry.
When life keeps getting better, you win.
So, in order to sell cars, Hyundai shows the parents acting out sexually. They're unable to show concern or decency for those around them while their children look on. I mean, how horrible is that? It's showing that parents can't control themselves and the children are the ones who are becoming responsible adults. Now, notice in this next ad how the role reversal between parents and teens takes place in the way they're shown trying to solve their problems.
Get out!
Get out of this car! I mean, no, stop the car, Max! Stop the car, Max! I need it! We love you! Max!
Stop! You have to let me go. I'm meeting my friends. That's right. I have friends. And I have 20 bucks that I earned. And I'm only 13, and I can't legally drive a car. So can someone please take me to the mall now?
So here again, we have parents that are portrayed as helpless. They're unable to stop their son from driving away. They're frumpy looking. They're dorks. They're nerds again. And the one who makes a rational argument is the teen. And of course, then you have the gothic girl who's mowing the lawn. She gives him applause. Why? Why would they do this? What message are they sending? Well, the message in this ad is that until you can escape your unreasonable parents, there's MTV. Until you can get to that point, you can always watch MTV. Wow, thanks MTV. So great of you to be there for me. Once again, the ad comes back to the primary message of teen advertising, that parents are bad and consuming the advertised product is good. And this is the premise that underlies almost all advertising teenagers get for one simple reason. Parents care for their kids. Consequently, they will try to protect them. They don't want their kids to be taken in by all the false claims made in ads. They don't want their kids to waste money unnecessarily on sometimes harmful products. You know, I mean, if you looked at that ad, he said, "I've got $20 that I earned. Now can somebody take me to the mall?" That's telling teens, argue with your parents, right? Go to the mall and spend all the money that you worked so hard to earn. Don't listen to your parents. Don't let them stay home. The thing you want to do is go to the mall and spend your hard-earned money. So of course they have to bash parents, because parents aren't going to want kids to do that all the time. Here's some statistics for you. The parents tend not to want their children to engage in the destructive lifestyles that commercial media often promotes. So 1 in 4 8th graders binge drink. Let me read that again. Most people don't believe this. This is a true statistic from Missoula. 1 in 4 8th graders binge drink. That means they have 5 or more drinks in one sitting. And that's in the last 2 weeks. That's not over their entire life. In the last 2 weeks, 1 in 4 8th graders binge drinks. Nearly a third of high school students smoke. Half of teen girls spend nearly every dime of their disposable income on clothes and fashion accessories. 1 in 8 girls, it's over 10% of girls, leaves high school with an eating disorder. 3 out of 10 middle schoolers are obese from eating junk food. 3 out of 10. And the list goes on. Parents are the last line of defense protecting children from the media predators selling these addictive and destructive lifestyles. This is why parents are demeaned and ridiculed in teen media. The advertisers need kids to listen to them and not their parents. So much so that their very profits depend on it. Now, this MTV ad tells teens that it offers an escape from the lifestyle of their parents. Like most ads targeting teens, it tries to substitute commercial media values for family values, which is what we're talking about today. And the research on media consumption shows that MTV and other commercial outlets are very, very effective at seducing teens. Let me give you an example. For each hour of TV a child watches above the average for teens, that child drinks significantly more alcohol than his or her peers. And if a teen spends that extra hour watching MTV, on average, that teen will consume twice the amount of alcohol as a teen who didn't spend that extra hour watching MTV. That is why MTV can effectively sell itself as an escape from parents. Because quite honestly, it really does push a lifestyle which is totally opposite from most family values. What teens don't find out, often until it's too late, is that the lifestyle being sold to them will cripple their spirits, potentially bankrupt, or even kill them. Now, this next ad explains the dichotomy between parents and consumer products by adding one more thing in the mix: schools. Like parents, schools try to teach critical thinking skills and train kids to make smart, healthy choices. Consequently, ads targeting teens urge kids to place schools in the same lame category as parents. So once they break down parents, they have to break down the next thing that helps them out too.
So what'd you get in history? Terrible. How about you? Not good. Algebra? Real bad. You? Awful. So when did these things get mailed? I think Friday. Oh, well, we should be fine. Oh, yeah, we're good.
Hi, we need 2 change of address forms, please. 2.
どうかね、本当よね。
Smarter than your average cookie. Twix.
So even though these two girls are failing, they're portrayed as being, what? Did you see the end there? They're being portrayed as smarter than your average cookie. See, their ability to tell a lie is supposedly what makes them smart. So what is this ad really telling kids? It's telling them that lying to parents is worth it. Failing in school, not a problem. If you fail and then lie, hey, you'll get some candy. Right on, and you'll be smart. You'll be considered smarter than the average cookie. Not to mention the racist overtones, the end. But we won't even get into that today. That's for another date. Of course, this ad, well, like many of the others that I've shown you, are satires. They're designed to be funny. And most people, you might have even heard me chuckle a little bit at that last ad, most people can't help but to laugh at them. But here's the thing. Don't use your laughter as a reason to dismiss what's going on in the ad. These messages are systematically sent to our children over and over and over again. And it's no accident that most teen advertising delivers the same message. It's because it is very effective. Now, this next clip shows a series of TV images of teachers. It makes it clear how mass media targeting teens views teachers.
Oh, man, get a job, you old windbag.
The portrayal of education and educators on television is shameful, bordering on decadent.
You're our teacher?
You see the teacher as buffoon, music videos, or as sex object, hot for teacher.
Of course, if advertisers can get teens to believe that school and teachers are lame, then it has the opportunity to replace educational values with the commercial values. Exactly what this ad does.
You're just pushing yourself, and you're just thinking, all right, one more wave, and then you get out of the water, and you just run to the car, and then you just get to school, and we're running in, me and my friend Craig, we're just running in, and like my hair's wet, he has a shaved head, he's lucky, and we run into class, and I'm just dumping sand out of my shoes in the middle of class, and like, I just feel I'm all salty, and it's just great. I mean, if it's good enough, I mean, what's first period?
I just want to play the end of this clip one more time.
It's just great. I mean, if it's good enough, I mean, what's first period?
Like the commercial says, if it's good enough, hey, what's first period? Why should teens worry about not being educated? They can play and buy Levi's jeans, right? You know, given how systematically teen media attacks education, I can't help but believe that corporate advertisers want kids to be stupid. You know, I mean, the dumber a kid is, the less questions he'll ask, the easier he'll be manipulated, and the poorer he'll be. All these things make selling easier. Now, whether or not corporate advertisers intend to make kids stupider, the effects of teens consuming their media is clear. Kids are holding the value of education in lower and lower regard, while spending more and more money on commercial products. So whether or not it's by design, this is what our commercial culture has created. Now that we've seen how teen media diminishes the influence of parents and educators, let's take a look at the types of commercial values they're trying to instill. So here's another clip from Sabrina. Let's see what they hold in high regard.
Marisa, are you ready to partay? Are you kidding? This is going to be great. I get to spend Friday night with my best friend, and not an adult in sight.
Now this clip really goes to the heart of the matter. Teen media sells partying. Sabrina is so excited because she gets to go party with her friends away from the supervision of adults. Here you have Teen Cosmo, which is the teenage version of a fashion magazine, Cosmopolitan. Now, it gives girls instructions on how to have a happy, healthy partying life. Of course, all you have to do is look at the picture to see what the article, and really what the whole magazine for that matter, is encouraging girls to do. Present themselves at parties wearing sexy, revealing clothing. This special issue of Young and Modern magazine, called YM Love, addresses the issue of sex more directly with its article. It's asking girls, are you ready? Now, although this article seriously asks girls to consider if they're really ready to have sex, it's contained in a magazine showing picture after picture of girls in sexy clothing and containing numerous articles on teen romances. Given the teen media's fixation on romance, what may seem to the editors of YM Love as a caution to young girls comes off more as a challenge to them. Hey, are you ready? Now, I want to look at a recent cover from the most popular teen magazine of all, 17. This article, this cover, has so much in it. Now, excuse me. As usual, you can see the emphasis on your own love spell, how to cast your own love spells, and the real loves of celebs. But look at the second story on the left side. Should you tell him you're not a virgin? Hey, it looks like the girls reading Why I'm Love were ready after all, doesn't it? See, being sexually active is the norm that teen magazines push. So now the readers have to deal with how to navigate multiple sex partners by facing the awkward moment of revealing their current boyfriend that they're not a virgin. Now, I'm not trying to address the morality of what teen magazines sell to girls, but you have to admit clearly their values are not in sync with those of most parents. I mean, that's pretty obvious. But what I want to do is I want to explain the motives behind corporations selling a lifestyle of partying and sex to children. Why would they do this? Why would they push sex and party lifestyle? Well, you can see it explained clearly by looking at the first headline listed on the left side of the cover, right here. 120 cool coats, sweet sweaters, and party girl shoes. Little bit of a commercial-driven magazine. See, if you want to go out and party, if you want to be sexy, then you have to buy these things. You have to look like this girl on the cover. You have to have all the coats, the sweet sweaters, and the party girl shoes. So they're selling products by encouraging kids to party and be sexual. And they've created demand for it in their fashion product. Now, what's really sick about this magazine is the tag in the upper right-hand corner, right here. What's it say? Free stickers inside. Now, I want to ask you, what age of girls plays with stickers? Now, the editors of 17 say their magazine is for girls ages 12 to 17 years old. And even though their target dips down to age 12, girls as young as 10 often read it. Well, to keep these young girls interested, 17 has included stickers on the inside, while at the same time selling these preteens a sexual lifestyle that necessitates purchase of clothing and fashion accessories. So they're telling our 10-year-old girls how to deal with multiple sex partners. They're telling our 10-year-old girls how to cast their own love spell. And why? So they can sell a life that needs product consumption. Now, the sexual depravity of teen magazines is made clear by this feature in Teen Cosmo. Here, an 18-year-old wants to know why she's not aroused by masturbation. The advice giver tells her that maybe she's having sex before she's ready, that she should wait until she feels comfortable having sex. Now, this column exposes just a slight bit of the psychological damage teens can face from engaging in premature sex. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't take any responsibility for creating the culture that pushes children to be sexual. It's all somebody else's problem. It's not us. You know, so I think it's obvious that most parents don't want their children to grow up with the values sold by corporate advertisers. You know, parents do the best they can to provide their kids with a healthy set of values. The media corporations know this. That's why they do more than just teach kids to become sexual and consume products. As stated earlier, they have to create the notion in kids' heads that parents are not to be listened to. Now here's another article from Teen Cosmo. This article teaches kids how to ignore parental guidance by telling kids that they're just setting healthy boundaries. Well, of course, on one side of the boundary is that parents are lame and shouldn't be listened to. But on the flip side, what they're saying is listen to us. We're cool. We don't set limits. We party and have sex. Buy what we're selling. So you see how, again, they're getting it to replace what parents might instill in kids, telling them, no, push that away, draw the line, know your limits, guard your space, set boundaries. And of course, it's us telling you how to do that. So you should listen to us in this, you should listen to us in this, and you should listen to us in this, and you should listen to us in this. And that's how they go about pushing this lifestyle. Now, to further propel teens into acting out sexually, some ads take that whole role reversal thing we were talking about earlier and apply it in a sexual way.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi.
Sarah's still getting ready.
Okay.
How have your parents been?
Oh, they're fine, Mrs. Drake.
Good. Well, come on in. I like your haircut like this.
Mrs. Drake?
Call me Bonnie. Oops.
Warning. The makers of Tag Body Spray cannot be held liable if product is worn in the vicinity of your girlfriend's mother, your girlfriend's mother's friends, your girlfriend's friends, or any combination of the words friend, girl, and or mother that we forgot.
Introducing Tag Body Spray for guys. Consider yourself warned.
Now, besides the fact of this commercial, I actually went on to Tag Body Spray's website and just looked around to see what they were promoting. And literally, the website almost brought me to tears. How sexist, how much it put down women, and how much it put down men, saying that that's what we want to see and what we want to be sold. It was offensive and horrible. But, you know, to draw attention away from the stupidity of their claim that women are going to throw themselves sexually at anybody who wears tag, the ad uses a humorous twist, right? I mean, it's his girlfriend's mother that responds sexually to him. Now, the role reversal is that moms can't control their urge to act out. So why? I love this question. Why would media show that mom be unable to control that urge? Well, by showing adults in this role, the advertisers are sending the message to teens that their acting out sexually is okay. Hey, it's just something adults would do. And after all, she couldn't help herself, since the product was irresistible. And just please remember, selling products is the primary purpose of ads, as this next spot reinforces.
Okay, then I think he just talks about you all the time.
She does, doesn't she? Thank you for having me over for dinner.
I hope you're really hungry, because Susie tells me you're on the wrestling team.
Dentine fire. Go bold.
So I pause it here for a reason. But here, we see that chewing gum is shown to turn girls into shameless nymphomaniacs who casually have sex in front of their parents. Now, in order to justify this behavior, the media has to do the next step. Okay? That's where we come. We're going to pick up on it again. Did you guys catch that? Oh my goodness. So to justify the kind of acting out for the teens, the ad shows the parents engaging in the exact same behavior. You see, the mom quickly grabs a piece of the chewing gum because she also wants to have sex in the presence of her daughter. Ads like these tell kids that acting out, it's okay, because they're only doing things their parents would do anyway. 17 magazine did run one interesting statistic about teen sexuality in a pretty recent issue. See, nearly all teens believe it would be helpful if their parents talked to them about sex, saying it would become easier to delay having sex. You guys reading that? We've seen the kinds of values that corporate media is selling to children. If parents' voice are silent, whom do you believe your children are going to listen to? If you don't make your values clear, then how do you expect your children to understand and appreciate them? If you don't set limits with consequences for breaking them, how do you expect your children to learn what choices they're making that are helping them and what choices are hurting them? See, if you're silent, you are expecting your children's friends or the schools to try to educate your children about sex and relationships. And peer pressure will be encouraging your children to act out. After all, most of it's being generated by the media we've been examining in this talk. But please, no matter what your morals are, and no matter how embarrassed you may be about sex, talk to your kids. So I'll guarantee you this. The media is talking to your kids. If you don't talk to them, what role is left for parents in the world portrayed by teen media? Since all these ads are created to sell products, other than being an object of rebellion, the primary role of parents in ads targeting teens is to be the person who pays for the products the kids want to buy. Notice how in this ad, the role of the parents is simply to pay for the purchases their children make. That is the only role of a parent.
This wireless bill is outrageous.
Leslie Ann Johnson.
Who's making these calls? Aidan Patrick Riley, Hogan McFarlane.
Buffy DeLorean Rigsdale.
Vishay Rajni Gupta. Nakamura Yoichiro-san. Sunspray Honeysuckle Smith.
Not enough minutes on your family's wireless plan?
I gotta call you back.
Come to T-Mobile, where families get more whenever minutes to share.
More minutes?
More minutes.
Families talk free and get the most whenever minutes guaranteed.
T-Mobile, get more minutes.
You see, so even though all the parents in this ad are outraged by how much their kids are spending on the product, not a single one of them is shown as taking any meaningful action to limit their child's spending. There are no limits set. No consequences are given to the children for having spent so much money. No alternatives, such as cutting back usage or getting rid of the product altogether, are presented. There was only one solution. Did you guys see what that solution was? Right. Buy more. Get more minutes in your plan. Spend more money. Now, what's funny about this ad is that all the kids are talking on the phone while their parents are calling out to them. This means they're not using their phones to talk to family members, even though the product being offered is a family plan. Whew. Do you see how they suck parents in? I don't know any parent who talks to their kid on their cell phone when they're in middle school, high school, for hours a day. Notice in this next ad how it pitches the exact same scenario for a competing company. Only in this ad, the teens are shown to be unconcerned, even arrogant, about how much consumer behavior costs their parents.
This month, I will rack up a massive cell phone bill talking about absolutely nothing.
When my parents open next month's cell phone bill, they will cry.
My calls will be monitored like a felon's.
My dad's patience with my cell phone bill will run out at a socially crippling time.
Don't get schooled in wireless. Get GoPhone. Pay as you go with cash or pick your plan with debit or credit. GoPhone comes with everything but a surprise bill.
I will be grounded several times this year, but not because of my GoPhone.
Only from Singular, raising the bar.
See, the conditioning of children to expect parents to buy them the advertised products being sold, it begins at a very early age. Here's a credit card commercial showing kids nagging their parents. Now, as you watch this, I want you to decide for yourself. Is this just a cute portrayal of kids, or an ad teaching kids that if they nag, their parents will cave in and buy the advertised products for them?
Don't we need broccoli? I think I need a haircut.
Kids who can't wait to go on everyday errands?
How are we on gas?
Here's why. Bank One introduces Disney's Visa credit card. The new way to turn your everyday spending into magical Disney rewards. Disney's new Visa card.
You don't know what I had to do to get here.
Only from Bank One.
Did you see at the end of the commercial what the little girl said to Mickey? Let me play it for you again.
The card.
You don't know what I had to do to get here.
The end of the commercial shows a little girl telling Mickey, "You don't know what I had to do to get here." You think this commercial is designed for parents who would view these kids as cute? Or for kids who are having nagging behavior modeled to them, with the reward of going to Disneyland being given to the kids they see nagging the most? Well, either way you look at the spot, it's clear that advertising has become very sophisticated and produced a variety of ads for kids teaching them how to subtly, or sometimes not so subtly, wield their parents for the purchase of consumer products. The role of parents that media teaches to children is that of a sugar daddy. Parents are there to buy you things, not teach you values. Values are supposed to come from the media. Parents are portrayed as too mean, too old-fashioned, too uncool to be a source of moral values. I mean, so we've looked at how family and educational values are undermined by commercial media. And we're going to spend a couple minutes at the end going over some things you can do. But I also just want to share this. For more information, if you want to know more, feel free to contact me. That's my name, Yent Sundom, at the Missoula Forum for Children and Youth. That's our website. It's got links on it. It's got some PowerPoint presentations on it. That's my number. Please feel free to give me a call. I have a whole group of speakers who you'll be hearing from as this series goes on. I have a whole issue of topics. You've heard me mention just a couple of them at the beginning. Everything from alcohol advertising, tobacco advertising, body image, sexuality, gender roles, masculinity, the sexualizing of products, obesity, all of those things I have presentations on that I would be more than willing to share with you. But what I want to do now is I want to spend just a little time looking over some resources for you guys. Here's 7 steps to protect children from the harmful effects of media. Now, these kind of get deeper and deeper as you go into them. But for children less than 3 years old, have no passive screens. And obviously what a passive screen is any screen, whether it's TV, video games, movies, computers, any of that is a passive screen. Try to have no. And then when you get a little bit older, 3 to 7 years old, it's all right to have an hour or two of TV a day, but try to be talking to them about it. Don't let them just watch. And you know what you model to them is huge in their life. So try to cut your own screen usage in half, and don't just waste that other half of your time, but spend that extra half of your time talking or playing with your kids, reading to them. Oh my goodness, imagine that. Because no matter how much you watch TV, it's never the same as actually touching it or actually doing it. It's not the same. They don't get the same experience. Their brain activity isn't nearly what it is when they actually get to experience it for themselves firsthand, which is why it has to be limited, particularly when their brains are growing so rapidly. It's great to set up no TV zones, media-free times in your home, like dinner, during the day, homework time, playtime. Screen the media your children use. Ensure that they support your value system. Because you know what? The media is pushing stuff. They are learning things from the media. And you have to make sure you know what you want them to learn. So don't let media that violates your values into your home. It should be non-negotiable. They're going to whine about it, they'll plead, but you know what? It is more important for them to grow up healthy with the values that you want to instill to them. Here's this one I already talked about, doing it with your children so you can discuss what the heck's coming across. When they pick up that video game, they end up shooting people in the head. You can explain what's going on. Or when they have the murder on TV, you can explain what's going on. Oh man, TiVo, DVRs, great thing. You can skip all the commercials. Although, here's a little tip for you. Even TV shows, even if you skip commercials, guess why TV shows are shown? Most people say they're shown for entertainment. They're not. They are shown for commercials. See, the more people who watch a show, the more people who watch the commercials, even the commercials in the show, because if you watch for it, it's all over. So even if you skip commercials, you're still going to get inundated with ads. And it is the advertisers who pay for that show to be on TV. It's not because you're entertained. It's not because it's a great show. It's not because it has good values. It's because people watch the advertising, and that's who pays for the show. So here's a big one. Number 6, man, if you do anything, do this one. Remove all those passive screens from all of your bedrooms. Put them in public areas where they can be monitored. In fact, studies have shown that children who have TVs in their bedrooms tend to have more sleeping disorders than children who don't. Man, help your kids sleep. And number 7, turn off your TV permanently. Now, something I didn't say earlier that I want to make sure I get across is the media literacy team, and me personally, we are far from anti-media people. I watch TV. I've got my favorite shows. I consume media all the time. It's not about being anti-media. It's about making sure what media you let into your home, what values you're letting come through that TV screen into you, your family, and your children's minds. You need to be in control of it. This one is just some resources. If you guys are really interested in the subject, you want to know more, you want to learn more, here are some great websites for you. This first one, medialiteracy.net. It's a great website by a guy named Peter D. He's got a lot of material, a lot of information. He's got a great book on there that you can download called Parenting Around Media. And that'll give you a lot of tips and a lot of ideas and really how you can do this and put it into your life. Plus a lot of these other ones you can see. There are so many resources for those of you who care, for those of you who want to take control of the media coming into your life, for those of you who don't want media to tell your children not to listen to you and to listen to media and take their values. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen. I'm incredibly excited about the other areas coming up, both alcohol, tobacco, body image, violence in the media. We'll see what else we want to get out there. But please, if you are interested in knowing more, if you are interested in talking to me about any of this, I'm going to put my number up one more time. Get a hold of me, 258-4965. I would be glad to present if you're part of a parent-teacher organization or a networking meeting or a neighborhood meeting or Lions Club or any of those different areas, organizations or groups of people who get together and you want a presentation on media literacy, please call me and we'd be glad to set it up for you. Thank you guys.